Hey guys, so let's talk Lamelo and the Hornets. There is a sponsor. Everyone knows by now the Hornets have been awesome for months. I've said I'm scared of them who knows how many times. Said a lot of nice things about Lamelo, but they did just have a very interesting 3-game stretch where they beat the Knicks in a game where Diabate had like 2 points and 5 rebounds. His defensive impact, he was switching onto Brunson some, had some good one-on-one possessions on Cat. Lamelo getting screens from Kahn, Miller, as well as a big like Diabate. Kobe had a personal second quarter run of either going at Brunson or putting him in screen actions. And then we get to the Philly game, where they were grabbing a crazy amount of offensive rebounds. A lot of that also Diabate, some Grant Williams as well. And this was against the fully healthy Sixers team. And they were getting out in transition, and it looked like they were going to run away with the game, and I was going to be like, oh my god, this team really is scary. And then Philly was able to get that under control. Eventually the Hornets go to a small lineup, and then it becomes a dogfight late. Who can out-execute who? And then Lamelo, he took 9 threes in that fourth quarter, a lot of them off the dribble. He took 18 threes for this game overall. Missed a good amount of floaters too. He's just never going to be like an overwhelming physical driver. And he also had a really bad turnover late. PG makes a 3 off of an inbound. They lose to the Sixers, right? And then you had the Celtics game right after where there was like one play from Tatum in contrast to Lamelo that just sticks out to me, where Tatum just kind of bodies Lamelo going to the rim. And Lamelo, it wasn't to the degree of the Philly game, but it was also like a lot of threes and, the evasive floaters. He had this one like lefty floater on Walsh that was about the most physical that you can expect Lamelo to get on a drive. And in both of these games, Lamelo, he ended up taking a lot more shots than Miller and Kahn. He was not efficient. Again, LaMelo's been great for the season. His like offensive rating and the lineups have been obscene. Like they're like Jokic-esque, his offensive impact. But the conversations change when you establish that you're a good team. Before we get back to it, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. So, if I upload this video the day I record it, then the Celtics are about to play the Hawks, and it's an interesting game. Get to see how real Atlanta looks, because they've been winning a lot lately, but the schedule hasn't been the heaviest. And I'm already scared of Charlotte in round 1. I really don't want to also be scared of the Hawks. So hopefully the Celtics win. Now, if you're seeing this after the game, then well, okay, you know what happened. If I want to go to that game or any NBA game or sporting event or concert or festival or a bunch of things, then I would use SeatGeek as I have before, and it's always been good. You can use my code FunkyDiabetic10 for 10% off your next order at SeatGeek. SeatGeek rates deals on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There's over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek. Click the link in the description to download the app and have the code added to your account. One more time, FunkyDiabetic10, 10% off. I think I could recite this in my sleep at this point. We'll see how the Celtics do, or did, versus the Hawks. And so throughout the last month or so, as I've been accepting that, the Celtics might have to play maybe the hottest team in the league for the last couple of months in like a round 1 matchup, you think about the weaknesses of a team. The obvious is the Hornets just don't have like an elite one-on-one scorer, especially like in a crunch time situation. Kahn is a rookie, Miller's still early in his career, and if you want to get Sion out there to juice up the perimeter defense in a clutch situation, you got to take somebody talented off the court. They will throw so much stuff at you. They've been the #1 offense for months for a reason, okay? LaMelo will make so many skip passes or cross-court passes or like baseline hook passes that don't result in him getting the assist, but it starts the chain of things, and we know Kahn's go screening and Miller. He doesn't have the off-ball sixth sense that Kahn does, but he will still be involved in actions where he's the second screener for LaMelo, or Kobe has been better since the last time I talked about him. And also, for as much as I would like to pretend he's not on this team, I can't deny that Miles Bridges does give them downhill stuff. The Knicks just lost him off of like an inbound, and LaMelo hit him for a full-court pass. Anyway, if you can manage that stuff enough, if you pressure the ball enough, if you switch, if you rotate, if you get lucky on some cold shooting, if you can get him into a dogfight, and then it just becomes, okay, but can you execute when we have Embiid, Maxey, and PG, or we have Tatum, then it gets interesting. For as much as I think LaMelo's been underrated in his career, and he had bad luck with injuries, even if he wasn't perfect, he would do some dumb stuff out there sometimes, he's never been an elite one-on-one scorer, or elite scorer, period. And with that said, they've still had an elite offense for months now, but if you go look at their clutch stuff on NBA.com, since they've started winning like crazy, which I would consider to be since January 22nd, they're 6-5 with a super negative net rating in clutch minutes. He's always going to run this offense, for good reason. They've been in a great offense when he's been on the court. But I'm just wondering, as we are not too far away here from play-in games that they're probably going to be in now after these 2 losses in a row, and then potentially a round 1 if they get through the play-in, which for months we've all expected them to do. Also, the Magic just lost by 50 to the Raptors, so okay. I don't know, what's it going to look like for LaMelo? Is it going to resemble a little closer to these last couple games versus the Sixers and Celtics, where it just feels like his default is, I'm going to shoot a 3-pointer off the dribble and let's see what happens? Again, he's been really, really good this year. I think his offensive impact goes beyond his efficiency. But also his efficiency being better would be nice, particularly in these big games. The other question I do have long term, as Kahn and Miller continue to develop, we can't ignore the fact that Lamelo, Kahn, and Miller all average about the same amount of points, and Miller and Kahn are more efficient than Lamelo. Yes, that's because of Lamelo, I understand, but I don't know, what are the shot attempts going to look like with those three guys 3 years from now? I don't know. And to get back to the like one-on-one elite scorer, can they get that guy type of thing? I mean, the physical profile of Miller would suggest to you that he has a higher chance of getting to that than Kahn does, but Kahn is also way better this early than I think the consensus was on him. Like, people liked him, but I don't know how many people were predicting this. Anyway, that's about it. Look, their offense has still been great, but the expectations change when you establish that you're good, and they've done that. So we'll just see how it goes.